everyone, my name is Erin Stelger. Thank you for joining me today. I am going to show you how to crochet a dishcloth, which is an easy project for a beginner. If you have any questions during my presentation, please feel free to stop me and ask. So, we're going to start with our most important tools, which are yarn and a crochet hook. This yarn is cotton since we're making a dishcloth, so you can wash it and dry it. And we're using a medium-sized hook. So we're going to start with a slip knot. You wrap that yarn around your finger and tuck the end through. Insert your needle under the loop and pull it tight. And then you can adjust that if you need to, because it'll slide up and down. And so we're going to start with a chain. And in your chain, you'll make as many links as your pattern tells you to. For a dishcloth, you'll do about 20 to 40, depending on how big your dishcloth is. So to start a chain, you wrap your yarn from back to front around the hook and pull it through your slip knot. And that's your first link. Now you do back to front and pull it through for your second link. Back to front and pull it through. As I said, normally we would do more links, but for time I'm going to do 6 links because we're going to make this 5 stitches across. And you always do 1 extra link. So now we have our chain. And we'll rotate it around. And we have that 1 extra link because we want to insert our hook. We'll skip that first link and insert it in the second link from our hook. Wrap our yarn back to front. Pull it through once, so you have 2 loops on your hook. Pull your yarn back to front. Pull it through both loops. And that is a single crochet, which is your basic crochet stitch. And so to do your second one, you insert it in the next link. Wrap your yarn back to front. Pull it through. And so you have your 2 loops on your hook. Wrap your yarn back to front. Pull it through. And that is your second single crochet stitch. And you'll just do that all the way across your first row. And in your pattern, it'll say row 1. Your chain does not count as a row. And you'll just do that to the end. And when you get to the end, count your stitches and make sure you've got 5. We're doing our last one here. Pull that through. So now we're at the end. We're going to chain 1 to add height for our next stitch. So we're going to turn our dish rag around, and now you'll notice that you've got a row of V's on the top here. And those are your stitches. You can count those. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And starting on your second row and through the rest of your project, you'll insert your hook through under both legs of the V. So you can see on top of my hook is that V. And you'll wrap your yarn back to front. And just like before, pull it through. So you've got 2 loops. Wrap back to front. Pull it through both loops. And you'll just continue that through the end of your row. And continue to count, as I said, because beginning crocheters have a tendency to add or take away stitches as they crochet. And when you do that, you can end up with crooked stitch like we have here. It slopes out because we've either added or decreased along here. And you don't want that. So the way to keep that from happening is to just count at the end of each row to make sure you've got the right number. Now in later patterns you might want to increase or decrease as you go, but right now we want a perfect square. So to save time, I've finished up a project here. We just insert that. And we just finish that up how you've been crocheting to finish up your single crochet. And you'll finish up with a slip stitch. So you wrap your yarn back to front, pull it through part way, and then you would cut your yarn off, leave a tail, cut your yarn off from your skein. This is called a skein of yarn. And then you'll pull it all the way through and tighten that knot. And now you've got your dish rag. But you don't want to leave your tails loose. So you'll get your tapestry needle, thread your yarn. And a tapestry needle is just like any needle. It's just a little bit larger and the eye is larger so you can fit yarn through there. And then you'll just weave the ends in, which is exactly how it sounds. You just go in and out of your stitches and don't go in a straight line. You'll go back and forth and that'll stay in there really securely. It may not seem like it will, but it really will. And then you just snip off the tail close to your work and then you've got a finished dishcloth. Do y'all have any questions?
No questions.
No? All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I hope you learned a little something today.